My question is like, if I'm having a conversation, not in this case, or maybe even in this case, my mind is wandering to other things also. I'm multitasking in my mind, like thinking about different things over there. How do I I don't know if are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah. So mindfulness is essentially awareness of, okay, and a lot of the time we're not aware of what we're thinking about.
Right.
So when you're in a conversation or when you're thinking about what you need to get done, you might be thinking about an argument you had the other day. You might be thinking about some other tasks that you've got to get done. But because you're thinking about everything except the actual task that you're doing, you can't focus on it. So mindfulness is literally just awareness. When you are meditating, have you done meditation?
I tried, Josh. I tried multiple times, but it's never a habit which is stuck, because like I've noticed when I start meditating from my end, the mind again quickly loses track. I'm like, what am I doing? I should rather be doing something more important at this time, And then I've heard that you again have to catch your mind over there and bring it back to focus. I focus on your breathing or something like that. But it's not a habit like it's stuck. I've tried multiple times, but I failed miserably. But it's something that I want to start. Yes, give me your inputs on meditation and how it can probably help.
So meditation is a funny thing. People always tell me they fail at meditation.
Right.
Or they're not doing it right.
Okay.
The thing about meditation is there is no right way. There's no failing at it. There is just a process of. You don't get so good at meditation that you get to stop one day. It's still just doing mental reps at the gym. That's all you're doing, right? Meditation is becoming aware of thoughts and letting them pass by. The problem is what happens is I kind of analogize it or make it a metaphor of a car. Okay, so imagine you're watching a highway and these cars drive past. One's a really angry car and you hop in the car and you're like, get really angry with all these thoughts and you go for a couple of kilometers down the road and then you hop out of the car and you're like, whoa, what just happened? That's weird. Okay. And then another one comes and then a sad car and you get in the sad car and you drive for another few kilometers and then you hop out and you're like, whoa, what just happened? And then a happy car comes along and you get in the car and you're like, this is awesome. And you hop out and then a sad car and you're just hopping in these cars, right? But none of these times that these cars came past were you that car. You were just in the car experiencing it.
Right.
So you were never the anger. You were just experiencing it. You were never the anxiety. You were just experiencing it. You were never the happiness. You were just experiencing it. So when you are aware of these emotions, you aren't actually the emotion. So it comes back to the awareness of, not the experience of being. Okay, so when you are aware of these thoughts, you're not them. So your entire job in meditation is to just not become anything except watching.
Not associate yourself with that thing which is happening.
And the more times you do it, the faster you get at not getting in that car. Instead of going a couple of kilometers down the road, you might go a couple hundred meters. Right?
Oh, wow.
And then later, you see the car and you don't get in.
Right.
That's
because you know what it's going to do to you.
Yeah. But if you don't continue to actually use that muscle, you start getting in the car and going further and further and further down the road. Until you start watching the car and not going as far.
Wow.
So that's meditation.
I love the way you just put this. The analogy is spot on. Like no one has explained it this way. Brilliant. Yeah.
That's the power of communication. So your entire job when you ever get distracted at work is to come back and not get taken away by your thoughts. If you're trying to focus on a conversation and you realize that you are getting trapped up in a thought about what I've got to do later, make a mental note and come back to the moment. Don't get in that car and drive farther away.
Correct. Stop.
Yeah.
Kind of a couple hundred meters rather than
2 miles.
I want to remember the story for the rest of my life, by the way. This is a great piece of insight that you've just shared over here.